Okay, welcome to our team call. I just wanted to talk to you guys about a couple different things. The first thing I'm going to do is just kind of tell you a story of one of my, I guess, mentors in coaching. His name's Scotty Hobbs, and he has been a coach for a really long time. Well, like probably 5 or 6 years. But he is someone who really had, let's minimize Facebook, stop Facebook. He had a really kind of a rough life situation, if that makes sense. And so his story, he talks a lot about just about sacrifice and about how, like, if you make a decision to do something like coaching, like starting a fitness journey, all those different things, you make that decision, then it's going to be something that you have to understand. There's going to be a level of sacrifice for it. And it's not a bad thing. It's a good kind of a sacrifice. It's the kind of a sacrifice that's going to bring you some growth. And so he talked about just kind of some of the different things that he sacrificed when he was kind of early on in growing his business, was that he didn't really, do a whole lot of extra things. Like, he didn't go do all those extra work parties. He had a full-time job, and so he didn't go to the work parties. He didn't go to meetings unless he absolutely had to. For me, in momhood, I don't go to do a lot of play dates. I love doing play dates, and I love hanging out with good friends, but just some of those different things, Netflix, I don't think I've even caught up on some of the shows that I've been watching in the last month. And it's not that I don't want to, and I will eventually. I might actually watch This Is Us tonight, because I haven't watched it in forever. And it's not a bad thing to have that kind of a time for yourself, but just keep in mind that if you want this business to work, you're going to have to be committed to showing up, and that it needs to be just as much of a no matter what in your business as it is in your health and fitness journey. So if you're showing up like a boss for your fitness journey, but your business is not growing, then you have to be willing to take a look and say, hey, am I really showing up for myself in my business the same way that I am in my fitness journey? Because if you're not, that's part of why being a product of the product is a vital coach behavior. So anyway, another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, this is kind of an old story, but have you guys ever heard the term, it's not a term, just the phrase that if you start trying to push a car, and you're pushing it really, really hard, and then maybe you get a few other people pushing it with you, and eventually it starts to just kind of start to roll, but it takes it takes a ton of effort to get that car rolling. As soon as it gets rolling, it has momentum. And it feels sometimes like it can take a really long time to get that momentum going. But once you get the momentum going, as long as you can just keep it and stay consistent with it, then it's easier to keep pushing the ball and the car and keep it rolling than it would be if you were to completely stop and then try again. And you know what I mean? So there's going to be things that happen in your life that come up. Right now, holidays are crazy, and everyone knows that. But if you make sure that you're just showing up and doing the vital things in the New Coach University, which I'm going to talk about next, then you're doing those things on that checklist, and some of them aren't even going to apply right now because some of you are really new in the business. But if you're doing the things on that checklist that Micah gave us, and you are, okay, sorry, I just had a moment, and you are just showing up a little bit every single day, even when it's really busy, then you're going to have that momentum. And it might be a little bit slower at times, it might be a little bit faster at times, but just keep the momentum going. I show up and I work my business early in the morning on the days that I know I'm going to have a stressful life, if my life is totally crazy. And I might be working a little bit later in the evening, or I might have to find, ways. There's ways to make it work. It just, like I said earlier, it requires making sacrifices of some of the other things that maybe feel like they should or could be important, but you can eliminate them when you really weigh your goals, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'll hop off that little box there. New Coach University. Can you guys give me a thumbs up if you guys are all in that? I'm pretty sure everyone on this call is. If you're watching the recording and you're not in the New Coach University that's been going on in the last couple of weeks, then you need to get your email into that with Micah. So if you are, I know we've got a couple girls that are just in the Christmas Cash Dash from Micah's team. And so if you're in Micah's team, you need to go put your own email in. And if you're on my team or Jamie's team, then you need to go and you need to get your email to myself or Jamie so that we can make sure to add you to that group. Okay, so New Coach University, everybody in that. Okay, now I'm going to switch over to my slideshowy thing. Hold on. Can they find it? That is the question. Here we go. All right, that's Facebook, not. Okay. All right, let's go up here. I can't. I see this. Start presentation. Anyone know how to do this? I am going to pretend I know what I'm doing. I hate technology. View presentation, full screen. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, we're just gonna scroll through these because I don't know what's going on. All right, so free group. So if you don't have anybody in the free group, somebody's not muted. If you don't have anybody in the free group, then you can still add people. I don't want you guys to feel like you can't add people to the free group because it's a free group and there's never a bad time to add people. So if you have someone who's like, hey, what are you doing? Or, you know, they're like, I want to get started, but they're not ready to fully commit yet, then just say, hey, can I add you to the free group? We're doing like a daily fitness challenge. It would also give them a chance to try the Beachbody On Demand trial. But even if they're just getting plugged into that free group and seeing the interaction of the community going on there, then that can be a really big bonus for them. There we go. I'm like trying to find out where. There we go. Never too late to add to them. And you guys need to be building relationships with the people, whether they're in the free group or just people that you're like, that are on your master list of like people you'd like to talk to about this. Family members, friends, anyone you think that this would be fun to do with. If you could see them as your buddy at the gym, or you could see them as your buddy on a mom date or whatever, then there's someone that you would want to work with in a challenge group. And so be inviting people to the free group still if you're wanting to get people in there. And when you're building relationships with people, so when I say building relationships, to me now as a coach, this doesn't just mean having conversations with them one-on-one. Like I am going to have conversations going, I'm going to be asking them questions about the group, about life, you know, whatever it is. But I'm also just kind of going to keep a little bit of a tab on them on social media, because if I'm seeing their posts and I'm commenting and liking on their stuff, then Facebook and Instagram are going to basically boot my stuff up to their newsfeed so that they see my stuff. If you have girls in the free group already, you need to tag them and you need to participate in the group yourself. You don't have to be like in the group for like an hour or for even like 10 minutes. If you just take 3 minutes and just go check into the daily posts, do your little challenge, even if you just do the one day, like day 7's challenge instead of doing the whole circuit, and just take a quick picture, tag your girls in the group, and then move on. That way they're seeing the group, because a lot of times people just lose track of notifications. And so if you tag them directly, it'll give them a more direct notification. Another way you can kind of remind them the group is there is you can send them a copy of the group link. If you don't know how to do that, you can ask, or I can just send it to everybody. It just is just super simple. Basically, you just go to the home page and then you copy and paste the URL link up in the top. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Then, okay, anyone who's in that free group already. So I'm building relationships with the people in there, and some of them I've already talked to about doing a challenge group. They're doing the Beachbody On Demand trial, but if you haven't gotten to that point yet, then this is a week, and then going into next week, this is a week to just be putting it on their radar and just let them know, hey, I know that this free group is like kind of happening at a time that's crazy. Do you have any specific New Year's goals you're wanting to work on? That's a super easy invite. And we don't even like think of it as an invite because it's just a question. But you're basically letting them know, hey, I've got a New Year's group that I'm going to be working on, that I'm going to be working on my goals in. Even if you're not to your ideal weight, you're not to your ideal whatever, it doesn't matter, because if you're on the journey with them, they're going to relate to you a lot more than they are to someone like me who has lost all of my baby weight 2 times and they look at me and they're like, well, why do you even like say you're doing this? Like, you don't even need to do it. I'm like, yes, I do. It's for my sanity, but they don't see that. So be relatable and be willing to invite people to join in on the journey with you. Some kind of nifty ways you can do that, like I'm going to talk about this next, but is using a transformation post. Now you can do this with your own story. And some of the ideas that I have for doing that is, like, I know some of you maybe don't feel like you have a transformation yet. Now, even if you've only lost 5 or 10 pounds, that's still something to be proud of. And that's something that's really relatable to a lot of people, because someone who's lost 5 or 10 pounds in a month or 2 months or 3 months is a lot more relatable than someone who's lost 20 pounds over 6 months, because people want to see the here and now. They want to know what's happening in a short span of time. So don't be afraid to share a transformation photo of you at one point to at another point. If you feel like you don't have a comparison to use, then just take a picture of you with your kids, just by yourself, cute, sweaty selfie, whatever you want to do, and just say, like, this is square one. And then you can, like, just basically talk about how you're where you're at and you're committed to making changes, and you're wondering who wants to join in and do this with you. I'm going to show you guys a few example posts from the 80-day obsession thing. I made a post tonight. You guys are welcome to model after. I talked about, like, the cost of Christmas gifts. Let's see if I can get to it. Can you guys see Facebook now? Just give me a thumbs up if you can see Facebook. Okay, good. It switched screens with me. All right, so this is a post that I shared, and I just shared a before and after that was kind of similar to one that I had seen before. And I just put my own words in here, and I basically said, okay, here was me before, and here's me now, and these are the things that I've gained. And I talked about, though, the cost of Christmas gifts and some of the things that people that I identify with, moms, busy people who are probably spending money on these kinds of things for Christmas. And I just talked about, average cost of an Instant Pot. What good is an Instant Pot if you can't cook a healthy meal because you don't know how to cook a healthy meal? If you get new furniture, like, that's great, but does it really add a whole lot of value to your life long term? And so, like, it's a little bit blunt, and so it's gonna be one of those posts that not a whole lot of people will actually, they might not actually comment or like on this because it's kind of a little bit blunt. But I basically just said, like, I'm challenging you to do something for yourself that's going to pay you back over the long run and not just an instant reward. Because you can't put a price tag on things like confidence, willpower, determination, power of self, positive mindset. Those kinds of things, you can't put a price tag on that, especially in this day and age, with how much people struggle with depression, with how much people struggle with self-doubt. Like, it's something that I hope that a lot of people can relate to. So anyway, you guys are welcome to just kind of take this post and make it your own. Don't literally just copy and paste it, but you can do something like that and just talk about how, like, those are the things that you're gaining, that, even if you're not at a point A to point B kind of a transformation, then just talk about how you're feeling now and the things that you've gained already, because those are valuable things. So that's just one post idea. There's an 80-day obsession post document that we have. I'm not going to go through all of it, but we basically just have a few different ideas that the leaders have put together, and they just talk about ways you could post about this. And these are just simple, very exclusive type of things for if you're doing 80-day obsession. Now, if you're not doing 80-day obsession, then that's fine. But I think everyone on this call is probably going to be doing it. But, like, I think we've got, like, Tanya's pregnant. And so Tanya's not going to be doing 80-day obsession right away because she's going to have a brand new baby in, like, a week. But she can still be posting about it because, like, Autumn is one of the people that she did 21-day fix over and over and over again. And she lost, like, 50 pounds before she got pregnant with her baby. So anyway, there's ways to make this relatable for any situation. This is just a document that I would suggest you go through, and it's got some really good info about the different packages that I've sent you guys some info on. It's not something that you have to, like, go in depth and do all the homework and, learn it all right now, but just know that it's there as a resource. You can use it. And And then you can always like just reference our team page and our team Facebook thread thing, whatever it's called, because that'll help. If you guys just keep in contact with me about like the conversations you're having, that will help me. That will help me to be able to help you. Like Ashley's been screenshotting conversations and putting me in conversations with other girls so that I can like kind of help her with conversations. And that's totally fine. I will do that for you guys. Okay, where are we at? Share a transformation post. Share it in your stories. Like if you guys see my Facebook and my Instagram stories, you can go and hit the plus button on Facebook Messenger or on the little camera thing on the top of Facebook, top left-hand corner, and you can add images to your Facebook stories. You can do the same thing to your Instagram stories. I would add at least one before and after from the test group in the 80-day launch party, which looks like this. It's 80-day obsession launch party. If you search it on Facebook, I think I have all of you guys in there. And there's a photo album in here where you can pull before and afters and just save them to your phone and just be uploading a new one like every day at least once. Because if you can do that, you're going to get more eyes on your page and people are going to like be asking questions, and asking questions is what we want. Okay, so that's the whole sharing thing. My next step 2, would be to make a list of anyone you think would want to do this. So this would be someone who's been watching your posts, people who you've noticed paying attention to your, like anything that you've posted fitness related, and anyone that you really would like to work with. So if you've got a sister that you really would love to have do this with you, or a friend, that would be people that you want on your list. So make that list of people, because those are going to be the people that you're talking to over the next, what do we got, 10, 11 days, 12 days. Then the next step, here we go. The next step is to invite them. Before I go into this, I'm going to unmute you guys. Do you guys have any specific questions based on what I've talked to you guys about so far? Good. I can't see Jamie and Dottie. Hi, Dottie. Ashley, are you still here? Yes, you are still here. Okay, if you guys have any questions, then you can type them in the chat and like I will see it pop up. It'll give me a little notification. Or you can unmute yourself because I don't really care. Part 1 of the invite is posting. So that's why posting is important. Not just posting like regular stuff, but also posting a call to action. Call to action means at the end of it, it's going to say something like, if you are like this and you want to be like this, then message me and I will get you some info on this, or I'll be in touch. It's basically telling them to do something. So part 1 of the invite is posting. Part 2 is what you do behind the scenes with people to reach out to the people who've been watching. Anyone who likes or comments on my posts, at least once a week, I will go through and I'll message the people who've been liking or commenting on one of my transformation photos or following my stories, because it starts new conversations. It's an easy way for me to invite them, because I can just say pretty much something along the lines of, well, actually, let's just, just something along the lines of, hey girl, thanks so much for your love on my post. It really means a lot to me that you've been following along. I have been working really hard and I've got some big New Year's goals. I'm wondering if you've got some New Year's goals that you're wanting to work on too, because I would love to have you join me and do this with me. And then just like end it with a question mark and a cute emoji and then send it. And it's super simple. It's like 2 sentences. It's not scary at all because it's just asking a question. That's really all an invite is a question for them to basically open themselves up to you a little bit. Another way that you can invite, besides just to the people that are watching your posts, is you can go to anyone who comments and says they want information. And of course, just send them a quick, hey, noticed you wanted some information about 80-day obsession. I'm super stoked for this group. Would you mind if I add you to the 80-day launch party, 80-day obsession launch party that we have going on Facebook? You'll be able to get lots of info there and see some really cool transformations in the Facebook group. Direct question leaves them a place to answer you back, and it's short and sweet and to the point. And then the last thing is that I'm actually like actively searching for the kinds of people on my Facebook page, in my Instagram feed, who I think would love 80-Day Obsession. So anyone who's already into fitness, anyone who has a good background in fitness, those are the kinds of people that I would want to totally rock this out with me. And really, there's so many, like, if you guys have seen the before and afters, there really is no reason that anyone couldn't do this. Like, unless you're pregnant, because Autumn says you can't do it when you're pregnant. So there really is no reason for anyone to look at this program, especially if you're sharing before and afters and letting them see the various body types, because there seriously are so many different body types that did this program, and everybody saw change and like success and grew as a person from doing this. So this is the kind of invite that I've been sending to anyone that I think, though, would be a total rock star and would love this. There's someone that I know would really appreciate a fitness regimen like this. I talk about, like, I reference my stories, or I would reference a post if I had just posted something, and just say, I just shared this recently, and I really want to do this with some girls who are totally bad A, because I don't cuss, to just rock this challenge with me. We start on January 15th. Do you want to check out how this is going to work? They might say yes, sure, send me some more info. If they say yes, then I would get them added into the Facebook group. Because the Facebook group is, like, seriously, there's so much good information in here, and there's so much good energy that it's going to do the selling for you, if that makes sense. You won't have to worry about selling people a challenge pack, because if they're ready and they're watching this group, they're going to be on board. Okay, where was my finger? Here it is. So that's just some example invite ideas. In our team page, I believe I've also shared some really simple Team JoyFITcrew. I've also shared some really simple invite scripts that you guys are welcome to use. But basically, the easiest way to think of an invite is you're opening up a question, or an opportunity for them to answer a question. And it needs to be a question that's kind of more related to them doing something. I should just be smart and search this. I can't see. Here we go. Hey, invite. That was a little broad. Okay, so there's this script in here. These are just tips on inviting. So if you guys haven't gotten a chance to look at this yet, I would suggest going through and just looking through this. It's a post from November 10th. You can search it in the Team JoyFITcrew page and just search invite and November 10th, and it will give you some ideas, like tons of ideas to just literally just use something along the same lines of this. I still use these sometimes. It's just an easy reference point to just go back to and give them, like, basic information without it being really lengthy and feeling like you're word vomiting on them. So these are just some ideas. I'm not going to, like, go into tons of details. I just wanted to point that out for you guys so you can see that later. And the last step of all of this, because I'm talking too long, is you guys need to follow up. So when you're making that list of people in step 2, where I said make a list of people who are watching your posts and who you think you would want to do a New Year's group with, then you're going to work from that list. And basically just, like, if I have a list of, say, 10 people, let's just say this is my list of 10 people. It's a little more than 10 people. But I would just go through and I'd say, okay, this week I want to invite all 10 of these people to my groups. That means that every day, Monday through Friday, I need to send an invite to at least 2 of these people. So if you're not, like, if you haven't ever made a conversation point with these guys yet, then I would, like, start a conversation with those 10 people by tomorrow. And then I would work on inviting them over the weekend, because the weekend is usually a time when people are scrolling Facebook and wasting time. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys. I'm trying to, like, keep this simple. Can you guys tell me if am I being overwhelming? Hold on. I need to stop sharing. There we go. I can't hear anyone. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna unmute everyone. If you feel like you wanna remute yourself, then you can remute yourself. But do you guys have any other ideas or, like, something specific you're wanting to talk about?
Scoop, buddy.
Yeah, I'm just on everything that we're supposed to be doing, and I like before it never even really was on my system. So I have to just get into that habit of getting on there and using it, and I still have to finish the coach training and stuff too. So
yeah, and that new coach training is really going to help. And the checklist, if you haven't printed out the checklist that Mike had gave everybody, it looks like this. This is like a month's worth of stuff. So like this is what you would do in 1 week. Is it backwards?
No.
Okay, good. It looks backwards to me. But that's what you would do in 1 week. And so if you just focus on, like, for instance, today's Tuesday. So like, did you work out and drink your Shakeology or your Beachbody Performance today? And that one gets a check. Did you check into the challenge group? And in this case, like if you've got people in the free group, then that would be the challenge group and the free group. Okay, did that. Did you read personal development or listen to personal development and say some positive affirmations to yourself? So like in the case of like right now, if you're feeling overwhelmed, then a positive affirmation you can tell yourself every day to kind of help you combat that a little bit, because it's easy to let self-doubt like kind of settle in and fester and things like that, and we don't even realize it's happening. But one of the ways that I try to actively combat that is that I have a list of affirmations and I tell myself those affirmations every day. And so if I'm feeling overwhelmed, then my affirmation would be something like, I am like 100% capable of doing the things that I said I'm going to show up and do today. Other ideas, like I'm not afraid of my goals, is an affirmation that I say a lot to myself because sometimes I get a little chicken. And so just trying to like be aware of those kinds of positive thinking things. Did you post 2 to 3 times on social media? If you post in the morning and you post in the evening, then that's fine. Like just call that good. I count posting on social media as my Instagram and Facebook stories too, because sometimes I don't post as much on my actual Facebook wall. But if you just post something a couple times during the day, then you're fine. Try and like, if you can, get into like just a general habit of like what you want to post in a day, or not in a day, in a week. I schedule out my week and I basically say this is the type of post that I want to do on this day and this is the type of post that I want to do on that day. And Ashton, Ashley, I think Dottie, you've seen it. I need to see if I can find the graphic. It's in our team page, but I put like a daily posting schedule in the team page.
Oh yeah.
And just save that to your phone if you need to and use that. And it doesn't have to be exactly that, but just kind of use that as a guideline if you need to. And like I think I put some resources in the team page too for ideas on different posts. Because posting on social media is part of your job, and so you need to make sure you're doing it every day. But I also don't want you to feel like, oh crap, what do I post? So like if you're not really sure what to post, then that's a resource you can pull from. Ashton, I'll make sure to tag you in that, and Ashley. And then, can you tell me how you say your name? Is it Aurelis? Aurelis?
Aurelis.
Aurelis? Okay, I was right the first time. I am like the queen of hard names to pronounce, so I completely understand if you get a lot of weird stuff. People call me Danette and Danette and Dante all the time. It's great. So I'll make sure to tag you guys in that. But yeah, that checklist really will help you just keep it simple. And if you just like commit to showing up and doing those 5 or 6 different things throughout the day, then you just check it off. Okay. And then when you've done all of those things, you're done for the day. Like you just, even if if you only invited 5 people that day, or you only messaged back 5 people, you still answered your messages. You still invited a couple of people to do something. You still connected with with a few people. Like as long as you're showing up, like I said at the beginning, the momentum, as long as you're showing up a little bit at a time, the momentum will build up. and it will pay off over time, but you have to be consistent with it. Okay, I need to be quiet. How would you guys all feel about posting a transformation photo between, like, you could post one tonight. It's not too late to post one tonight for most of our area. I think Aurelis, it might be a little late for you because if it's like 10 something there, that might be a little late.
Yeah, I posted it earlier today. I posted my friend's before and after because she did PIO.
Oh, nice.
So I posted her transformation photo.
Okay, so if you feel like you can throw together a quick post tonight, then do that. I don't know. Some people are weird about this. I am not weird about this. If you want to copy and paste my post and just change the words to some of the stuff and make it sound a little bit more like you, then just keep the format. I don't even care. Like, it does not bother me. I'm not copywriting my posts. I've had somebody message me and be like, I would appreciate it if you didn't just copy and paste my post. I'm like, I didn't. I rephrased stuff and I did not write exactly the same stuff or tell the same story. It was the dumbest thing ever. Like, just grow up. So anyway, if you guys want to use that post, then tonight or tomorrow morning you could post something and talk a little bit about the 80-day obsession, or about doing Ashley, you are planning to start 21-day fix, or did you start it today? I don't remember. Today, I think, is when you said you were going to start. Anyway, if you started
today.
Awesome. Okay, so if you started 21-day fix today, then like do a post and share that you started 21-day fix today if you haven't already. And that can be like a good post to just build off of. So do you guys feel like you can post at least once between now and Friday and do some kind of a transformation or a call to action post? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm challenging you guys to do that. If you want to send me your post before you post it, I will look it over and give you some ideas. Or you can just be ballsy and just post it anyway and not care and just learn as you go. I'm going to let everybody go, though, unless you guys have any other questions, because it's like 3 minutes till we run out of time. And my voice is going to die.
Not before tomorrow, it can't.
I know. I have a choir concert tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to stop recording. That's a lovely thing to end on.